Yes. Wow. And then everyone just lost it. Okay. I'm gonna copy this in. Samuel, not Sam, Samuel, right? Yeah. Did the right thing and asked questions on the Discord, which is why we have a Discord. And so, huh? It's also for memes, absolutely, of course. So he was trying to implement this, so I'm just going to set my bunny up to also do this, just so we can see all that, and then we'll get into the cameras. So I got this bunny, and then he's got, where's bunny at? Not smart cowboy, forget that guy. Holy Grail Rabbit. That's our boss. So he's already got. Oh, check this out. You can put two scripts on something and it'll do it twice. So I've got this boss enemy fire. So he fires a bullet out of each eye now. He's just got different points of origin. So you could set those up to be like different forces and different everything else, lifespans. I've got them set to be the same, except one fires out of each eye. So that's fun. Anyway, he's got the old tracking agent on him, which literally just says, "Hey, where's the dude? Let me go find him." Right? So he just chases our guy. So I'm going to create a new script for him that is the smarter one that will say, "Oh, wait, I need to go get health." So here we go. Create the model behavior script. Even smarter agent, boss, guy, bunny. Sure, why not? See how long they'll let me make this. Yep, you can have really long class names. There you go. This in. And I think we just called our game manager, right? Instead of the assistant manager. Because apparently last year I was being silly. And so he'll need to do something with enemy health. And then I'm going to pull this guy because I love it. He's required to have a nav mesh agent. Did he have something else he was required to do? That was it. Okay, we've got the full class now. All right, so he has to have nav mesh agent on him. We just called it something new and different. So we go get the nav mesh agent component on start, and then we get the game manager, because the game manager is going to tell us about the enemy health. So we just need to put something there on the game manager. In update, every frame, we call this do something smart. And then we're telling the game manager at every frame, hey, here's my current health, so that the game manager can display it on the screen. We'll set that up later. Do something smart. And we looked at this. So if enemy health is greater than 30, then we're smart speed, fire rate of 1, etc. And then he's going for the guy. And then again, if he's between 30 and 0, then he's going for health. So we need to set that destination. And then otherwise we're dead and it gets destroyed. Then here's if we got hit by something called a bullet, our health goes down by 10. If we go into a trigger, or if our trigger goes into something that is enemy health station, then we restore the enemy health. So save that. Apparently I don't have my game manager open. Let's find that guy. He needs just something called enemy health. I think that was an int because Started at 0, why not? We don't care. Okay, cool. And then we'll have to have another one of these. And the horse you rode in on. All right. So game manager's now hooked up, so know about a thing. We just need to add another. Canvas. I'm gonna go to the prefab. We'll add another UI guy. Oh, all right. So enemy health, enemy health. And I just need to position it. Oh, cool. Just put it at the bottom for us. We'll take it. It's hooked up. I think we're good. Didn't say that. Oh yeah, I put music in. Sorry. Luckily, he can only fire straight. Where's he at? Yeah, yeah. He moves so much though, so it's like the bullets fire straight, and then he's already turning. But yeah, you can see he's got double bullets there. Okay, that just says boss. I don't know what's going on there. Oh yeah, tis. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna copy all of its stuff. Place this position. Oh, that was just absolute position. Never mind that. Okay. Anchor it to the bottom, so Shift and Alt. Down there, and then what was my other size on this? So this is like a 60. Close enough. And then I just need to make sure that my bullets are all bullets, or else the rabbit is absolutely indestructible. So what all am I shooting here? The hat projectile needs a tag. Bullet. The rabbit bullet. Oh, I'm going to shoot the rabbit with rabbits. That's going to be fun. It's already a bullet. What else am I shooting? Bread. toast bullet needs to be tagged bullet. And then this guy needs to be a bullet. And then let me just go ahead and set up on the rabbit himself where his health station's at. So turn off 2D. Okay, and so this was another thing that we had, as I'm grading, I'm seeing issues with. So the differences between collider and a collider that's a trigger. They're two different things. So a collider, we can imagine, is just like a red, it stops things, right? You can't get through it. And then a trigger, if you imagine it green, like it's ghosty, it can go through something, and then we get a notification about it. So he's got a box collider on him that is just a collider. It's not a trigger. So like nothing there is gonna bother him. Like that's how he knows his bounds in the world. I'm gonna add another collider to him. Let's do we'll do a sphere this time. See if I can see it. Pull that up, out a little bit. So the trigger needs to be outside of his regular collider or nothing happens, right? So I've got the sphere that kind of overlaps a little bit in the front, and that should be fine. I'm just going to move it forward some. That's not forward. Z is forward. That's right. Yeah, let's move it forward. Okay, so that, if I click this, this is the collider that's going to call any kind of on trigger enter, on trigger leave, on trigger stay. Okay, so he's got that for him. And he's got the wrong tracking agent on him, for one. So we'll remove that. We'll put on the smarter one. Okay. Huh? Oh, dear God. Okay, so I'm going to set again the enemy as that's the target. You're throwing me off here. And interestingly, since I've set up two boss enemy fire scripts, and I've only got one way to call this here, that's fine. We'll just grab one, throw it down here. So his right eye is going to fire faster when he's panicking, and the other one will just stay doing what it was doing. Now I need to know where the health station's at. So I'm going to grab my castle here, find that guy, and he's already got a collider on him. This is where the bunny comes from. I know it should be a cave according to Monty Python traditions, but here we go. I'll just set that to be a regular collider because two triggers, they don't care if they meet. So you need a collider, you need a trigger, and you need a rigid body somewhere in that mix. So he's just got a mesh collider on him. And I tell the bunny that this is his health station. And then I've got to tag it properly. And then it should be all set up. And then it's not going to be, and I'm going to feel embarrassed. So it's going to be fun. Here we go. I'm just going to copy that. Make sure I get the exact spelling. And then this guy needs to be tagged. I don't have that tag yet, so I'm going to add it. Tag, paste that in there, save. That didn't add it to the castle. Now I just added it to my list. I'm going to go back. Here we go. This is enemy health station. And I've got bullets, and he's got health, and everything should work? Question mark? Here we go. I think about 6 foot, Maya, or 1.8 meters.
Now you caught me
I'm sure your vengeance is already in motion. There we go. Boss Money health's at 100. Let me just get some weapons. Absolutely, he needs to get toasted. Yeah, you cowboy. All right. I knocked him back too far. Ah! Okay. And now he's heading for the health station because he's in panic mode, right? Like, and his health is back up and he's coming at me. Get rid of him. Ah, no. Oh, no. Because he's so close. There we go. Got him. Oof. I need to add some bouncy to that cannonball. Anyway, chaotic? Yes, we love it. All right. Yeah, we can change all that. So definitely save your scene. Since I don't have a level 2 as awesome as your level 2, we're just going to do the stuff in here. I made a copy of level 1 that's got my split screen stuff in it. So this is back to the single screen. Let's go ahead and give a camera to the cannon. We'll do that one first. Or should we do the HUD first? The HUD map? We'll let Canvas decide. Okay, it says, yeah, it says we do the HUD first. All right, so we need a second camera set to orthographic. The depth needs to be higher than the main camera. That the main camera? What a slacker. And the viewport rect. And we're gonna lock the HUD camera onto the player. So we're just gonna make that a child of them. And then we got to do a bunch of layer stuff and do some cool things. So we'll go back there. First thing we'll do is grab our player. I'm going to go into prefab mode so that this player always has a HUD now. And give him a new camera. I don't know why it's all capped. I guess I'm excited or mad or something. Who knows? Okay, so I'm going to change that to ortho. And then I need to move it up and then point it back down at him. So we'll go up like, I don't know, 5 meters. And then rotate on X back down. The local, yeah. So again, just like the gun, the Z is where it points. So this is pointing right back down on the player. This should be what we need. So we have a little ortho cam. Does our guy need to look like that? No, we're going to set him up, make him cooler. All right, go back to this camera here. And our output again, so we're going to change our width and height to, I don't know, like 0.15 and 0.15 of whatever our thing is. And then it's right now 0, 0 starting in the corner, so it's like down here. We can move that. I don't know. Well, we've got boss health over here and everything else, so we just need to go to this corner. Just kidding. There we go. It's like 0.8. Go up by like 0.05 here. And it looks kind of okay. Since it's already a child of the player, it should at least follow us. We'll do some cool stuff with it in a minute. I think we played with the layer, so it may or may not appear. We got lucky and it appeared. Music's killing me. Okay. Huh? Okay. That's fine. Yeah. So right now it's an even multiple divided of the screen. You can make that a square. You can actually put a mask on it and make it a circle. You can do some cool stuff with that. We're going to add some layering so that we don't want to render everything top down, but we do want to see where the enemies are at and where we're at. So we're going to make some different things. I'm trying to go back to this output display one. I mean, it hasn't been a problem, but I thought the layering. Camera's depth is higher than the main camera. Okay, so where's depth at? Fantastic. Something else moved. All right, we'll look for it when it becomes a problem. Okay, so we need. I don't want to display the actual bunny or the actual thing. We want things to stand out on our HUD map. So I'm going to add another thing to this basic player here. It's going to be just let's go with a sphere. So we're going to do a sphere, HUD player, and it can live almost anywhere with that player. So we're going to reset this guy. So you can pull it up above him or just have it literally right where he's at. You can make that a little bit bigger if we wanted to. So 1 point there, and I want to add a unlit material to him, so it just like looks super glowy. We're not getting shadow. We're not getting all that stuff. So materials. There we've got a folder of materials. Do it in this one. Do I already have one? Kind of. Let's do a new one. There we go. So I'm going to create a material. HUD player. And making it up as I go. So I'm going to go with UI unlit. And detail, I guess. So we just got a color. Make that a nice bright green. I don't know if this is going to work. Okay, it will. All right. Do we want to see that everywhere in our game? I mean, we don't see ourselves because we're first person, but we don't need to see that everywhere. So we're going to add some layering. So this, we're just going to have, instead of default, like it's everywhere, we're going to have this be just on the UI layer. Actually, let's just make a new layer. HUD map. So I've got a new layer here. And so this guy is only going to be visible on the HUD map layer. All right, that checkbox. And then our main camera, I'm going to do some layering here and just make sure that, I guess it's only going to show stuff on the default layer. For an uncheck it, but you'll think this will work. So, right, we got a green head here. Looks terrible. Should go away from our main camera. Oops. Okay, didn't do that. You're right. You're right. Yeah, I did the wrong kind of layer. Okay. Duh. Ortho renderer. Where's my layering? Culling mask of the camera. Yep. All right, where's my culling mask? There we go. Okay, so the HUD, yeah, so we do set the layers up there, but yeah, it has to be set here. So this guy can see default, so we can see the map, and he can see HUD map. And we can put our other stuff that we don't want to be seen, like pickups, and like we don't want to see everything on the HUD. So we can set that to another layer. But right now, we'll just say, hey, he can see the HUD map at default, and then this guy, main camera on his culling mask. Lost it again. There we go. I'm going to turn off HUD map. Boom, that disappears. So green dot, that's us with the unlit color on the map, not shown by this camera. I think we can take shadows off of that camera too. That'd be nice. First, I want to shoot a bunny with a bunny. No, I'll give the bunny his own color first. All right, so we'll do the same thing. So we've got this, just this object on him that's showing up as a nice bright green circle. You can make that maybe a little bit bigger. I'm going to go find Holy Grail Rabbit. Pop into this guy. Same thing. I'm going to give him. We're going to change the color. We're going to change the shape of him. Our bad guy's squares. Be an evil cube. Bad guys are triangles in your universe. Okay. Set that. Go find the rabbit in the scene. I've got this cube. The same thing. I'll just hover a little bit above him. It's going to make my scene look weird, but here it is. This guy, I don't need the collider on. I probably need to take that off there. Yeah, when you make a shape in Unity, it automatically, like with these primitives, it automatically gives it a box collider or a sphere collider, whatever goes with it. We don't need that for the HUD. We go back to models, materials, kind of like that one, but I'm just going to make another one here. So I'll do another material, basically the same as the last one. Enemy HUD, make them cute and red, and then we're going to change this again to UI, unlit, and then I guess detail. Just need to make sure that object is on the HUD map layer. So the one sees it and the other doesn't. Looks crazy. Is that too big? Nah, that's fine. I'll get my bunny gun to shoot the evil bunny with. See my little green dot there. What? It's not going back to my bunny gun. Weird. Did something wrong with that. Let's see, it's close enough. Yep, there we go. When you see the big red cube that says, hey, the enemy's closer. So we might want that farther out, because I don't get the warning that the bunny's on me until the bunny's on me, which is not ideal. Go away. Yeah. Uh-oh. Bunny can't go up the stairs. Because of the cube? I don't think so, because I turned the collider off on it. Yeah. Seems rude. Let's give him a shove.
Also, just like the player with the rabbit, their layer is still default, so won't they would still appear on the
They would still, yeah. So I need to do some more sorting with the layering for that.
Would that be because of the
Yeah. Yes. And I can just take this guy off. I'm going to remove the collider altogether. Pull that up some. Well, his collider is just a box, so that might be his problem. Let me just change that a little bit. So I take off his regular box collider, and then I give him a mesh collider. We absolutely have to set to convex. Oh, except notice we don't have a material in here, which gives me a clue that this isn't empty, and the actual rabbit shape is somewhere else. So I'm going to take this mesh collider back off. We'll just find where he's at. I think rabbit. Yeah, rabbit's the actual mesh. So I'll add the mesh collider there. Hit convex and hope that works. Don't see it. Now I'm going to be able to shoot him. All right, we'll dink with this just a little bit more, and then we'll go ahead and work on our security cameras. Didn't break him, did I? Oh, I see bullets. He's heading our way. No, he's just slower now. Yeah, he's not registering the hits because I took that off. You ever accidentally make the boss invincible? Don't do that. Okay, so that guy's mesh collider wasn't even working for us. We'll take that off. Let's do this. We'll go back here on him, and we'll just add, instead of a box collider, a sphere collider or a capsule. A capsule collider. That'll get my hits. And then hopefully, since it's still got that rounded base, he'll be able to climb up better. Z-axis, there we go. So I'm just changing the axis to make the capsule kind of fit his shape better. Pull Y back down. About like that. Is anyone actually in Unity? Everyone's doing other stuff, so you can watch the video later.
Yeah.
Hmm. It doesn't do anything.
Just there.
Luckily, I have not set any of the bad guys' bullets to hurt me yet, so I'm just chasing. All right. Things are sort of working. So that's the layering. I can go ahead and add the same thing for the cowboy. He's not an enemy at this point. Dude's just like an innocent bystander. He's cruising around. So I could add him to the map or not. Let me just play a little bit more with this, and then we'll get the security cam. It's my HUD map cam. Let's see if that'll work. If I turn the shadows off on that, what does that do here? Yeah, there we go. So it's just a checkbox. You can see we can have shadows on things or not. So we can have no shadows on our HUD map just by checking that box. All right. Last bit. So I'm going to go ahead and take my Canon enemy here, and we're going to give him a camera so he can see what he's aiming at. We could put it probably anywhere. We could just set it up somewhere else. Just have a camera somewhere else, or should we put it on the Canon? On the Canon? All right, fair enough. All right. Let's make sure this is all set up. Doing a prefab mode. And we'll give him his own camera, because why not? Yeah. We're pretending it's a smart Canon, and it uses the camera to know where we're at. So he gets his own camera. Everybody gets a camera. No, not you. That kind of looks cool. It's kind of a good spot for him. Huh? This is the Canon's camera. No, it doesn't. Be quiet. Maybe I'm look down a little bit. Good enough. We could put this on the bunny, see what the bunny sees, but we'll use the camera for now since he's already doing look at. So he's got a camera. He's all cool. But let me go back to his prefab here. So this camera, though, we do not want to render the way others do. So vertical, it's literally right here in front of me. Can't find it. Yeah, I'd watch this video later too. Fast forward through all the stupid stuff. Oh, it's not on him. It's on the canvas that I've got to set up. That's right. All right. Okay, so we've got a camera on him right now. It just displays to the thing. Let's go back here. So we did all that stuff. So I just need a canvas that will display this camera, and then I set that to world space. So we'll just make a nice big TV somewhere, and we'll throw this at it. So you can, this is how you do your Five Nights at Freddy's security cameras. One thing that we've done in the past is instead of like a security camera in the world, like you can just walk around with a tablet and like pull that up, and then whatever the camera is seeing is on that. So I've like, you know, whatever, I've got like security footage on my tablet to see where something's at. Once you set the world space, we can do lots of fun stuff. All right, so we got a third camera. We put it on the Canon because it's already following us. Yeah, this camera does not render the HUD elements. So I'm going to create a new canvas, render mode, world space, raw image, render texture, all this fun stuff. Back to scene, new canvas. So, Maya, you fixing code over there? Once again, I can't spell. It's security footage, TV. How about footage? I don't even know what that is. All right. And so this guy, we are going to set to world space. And so instead of trying to just map to here, now it's going to show somewhere in our world. We've got to move it around. So let's find where it's at. It's another giant canvas. So let's pull that down to like, I don't know, much less. That's still huge. Once we're in world space, it gets really weird. So we've got this really big screen floating out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. It's too jumbo. Spin them around. Place them over this way. Actually, probably need to spin them again. There we go. Z forward. That's probably what it's going to be showing. So we needed to add to him a raw image. More visible. Want him to fit in. There we go. That's the guy I'm looking for. I want him to stay inside the canvas. So Alt, go Alt Shift and click that guy. So now he only lives in the canvas. So there's our TV screen. We can make that look cooler later. Let's keep moving on. Somewhere in here, I'm just going to drop this in the root of my assets for now. Go ahead and create. And then see if I can find it. I'm looking for a render texture. Obviously, I don't know what I'm doing. So here we go. I'm back here. Right click, create render texture. That's what I did. Okay, so now it's under rendering. So right click, create rendering, render texture, whatever. Okay, name it. Camera feed. All right, now we got to hook them all up. So I'm going to take this. What was that? Okay. All right, I'm going to drag this camera thing to the texture of raw image, which has nothing being fed to it right now. And then that camera, I need to set its target texture to that. So, castle, 8-bit. Not the castle, the Canon. Wrong thing. There we go. Canon cam. Same thing. Output texture is going to be this. Now we can see it in the screen. Look at it. So, what that camera's looking at, we're displaying over here. We're doing it really big because I don't know why. It's just easier for right now. So we can watch that screen and watch the camera rotate to track us. So as we move, that will update. And we wait. Oh, that we didn't tell that camera to not see the HUD layer. So he's seeing the big. Get up here where I can see it again. So somewhere in our world, we can see what the camera, what the Canon is looking at. Craziness, right? That's the minimum viable product. The thing works. Make it be actually interesting in your scene. Instead of I have to look up at a jumbotron. Have a section of your level that's got security camera, TVs. You can do like it's a thing that I hold, walk around, hit a button to lift it up, something like that. Lots of cool things we can do. Let me just fix that camera so he's not looking at everything. We don't want him to see the HUD map stuff, or honestly the UI stuff. And then he's kind of good to go. Did we meet all the criteria for the week? We need that nav mesh that patrols using enums, which I've got the script and we looked at a little bit on Tuesday. I need to make my cowboy do that instead of just going to one spot. Probably need to do something more with the cowboy instead of just having him be a random NPC caught in the crossfires guy. So we've got a turret or a cannon that sets up the track and shoot the player. We got that. One of your levels is full 4-screen split screen gaming. We did that on Tuesday. Probably not the split screen with each their own mini map, because now we've got 8 cameras rendering at the same. That's just going to be maybe a bit much. So in the not split screen, we set up a mini map. The mini map follows the player. It uses the layers and the culling masks. Shows the unlit material that we put on there. So it just looks more UI-ish, more map-ish. Make sure our main camera doesn't see that stuff. We got our third camera set up. We could just set that to look at. So we could have just set the camera up on a post and just have it follow the player as he moves around. We set the camera on the Canon who was already tracking him. We shortcutted it. Same thing, layers and culling masks. World space canvas created, render texture created, world space canvas shows blah, blah, blah. So that's getting it all set up. World space canvas lives somewhere noticeable in the scene and shows the thing. Doesn't have to be a giant floating jumbotron. Be a little bit more creative. And then we also want The enum nav mesh agent, which I did not set up, I just looked at. So I'll do that with the cowboy really quick. And then we want just more. Like if you want to do more with cameras, set up more cameras and like have a full on like 5 nights like row of screens to look at. Something. Yeah, have some fun with it. I still like the idea of like just pulling up the like I'm carrying it with me, like my security footage, because yeah, instead of I've got to go to the room and look at it or watch the jumbotron. All right, let me set up the cowboy with the enums, and we will call it a day. Week 5's ending already. What the heck? Okay, let me grab all this stuff. I'm going to put all these scriptuses in my script folder. I'll go grab my script that we're being inspired by, aka copying. Who was it? Thomas. I knew someone came in late. This time. So I think I'm gonna also ask you to do the boss setup that I did with the bunny, so that he behaves differently and goes to try and get health. Already done. Good job. I don't think that was listed as a requirement, and it really should be. So here we go. Perfect. It doesn't have to be on a cowboy, but since the script is named cowboy, I'm going to use it that way. Put it on something. Here, go to my scripts folder. I'm going to go ahead and create a new mono behavior script from here. I'll name it that because it's easier that way. All right. So the enum is the same thing we were using for switching between our weapons. Yeah, this multi-part, like one of these things is true. So we've got this enum for patrol state. I'm either going to point A to point B or point C. So he's going to walk around in a triangle, circle, something. He's going to 3 points. So I got that enum set up. It's public because I'm going to need to access that elsewhere. I've got my nav mesh agent, which I have set as required. So I just say, you get the agent. And then this cowboy needs to know where those transforms are at. It needs to know where point A, B, and C is at. So I'm going to drag all that in the inspector. And then current target is going to be one of these. And then patrol state is also one of these. All right, so on start, we get the agent, nav mesh agent, so we can tell them to do stuff. Then an update, we're using our switch case here. So we're in a state of, my first state is go to A. So then my current target is point A. And then I'd set that as my destination. So agent destination is whatever the current target is, which gets switched here. So the other script that I'm going to paste in here is going to switch the state for me. And then all I know is, oh, okay, I need to change my current target. I know I said all that like it's really easy, but it kind of is. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously you did this in 4th grade. The rest of us, like, not even until 7th. So
I don't think I actually touched your computer until I was 6th grade.
I still can't read.
This is not how we did my patrol. My bad.
Yes.
well, how'd you do your patrol?
So I didn't.
That works too. Another way you can do it is I could add smarts to this. So right now, this guy's just going to walk around in a circle, like he's. I know we said smart up here, but like that's relative, right? We could set up. One thing I've seen done a lot is to use a trigger collider that is going to be the agent's vision.
Yeah. That's for the scissors I did.
Yeah, and so if this giant trigger that's coming off the guy, if all of a sudden it detects, oh, there's Addy, right? Then it's gonna say, oh, okay, I'm not doing this point A, point B stuff. I'm going over here, guns blazing, right? So it's gonna like you've got vision, distance, all that stuff. That's what you got. Okay, yeah,
And then he goes right back. He goes right back to his
yeah. And then as soon as the player's not in range, then you're like, oh, I guess I got to go back to point B, right? So you took this a step further. If it works, it works. I'm not. I I want to introduce enums again to everyone, so that's why here's the script. Um, to hopefully understand them. But if you did it a different way, I'm not going to be mad about it. I'm saving my anger for when you push people downstairs and things like that. All right. Now I need this patrol target object. So these are just going to be the points that it goes to.
code is actually way better than it's really easy to add control points. But you have to put like another enumerator. And
Yeah, I mean, I could just got to add to the enums. The other, so here's the thing, right? Any code you can conceive of, there's probably a better way to do it. There's definitely a different way to do it,
yeah,
and we could argue for days about which one's better. End of the day, does it work? Ship it. I mean, with some caveats. If it works, but it slows the game down, then we got to talk.
yeah, fair enough.
Okay, copy that. This is going to be patrol target object is our new script. So I'm just going to add this guy in here, create, mono behavior, parts, either patrol target object, whatever. Oh yeah, that'd be another way to do it, right? Like we could add a I enumerator or something, wait for. Then it'd look more like he was patrolling different spots instead of just like, yeah, whatever. Our guys, listen, we should probably just change the name. He's really not that smart. The more I think about it, he just needs so whatever your other script is that we wrote, right? Mine just happens to be smart cowboy. It can be patrolling agent. It can be whatever. Um, maybe don't call him an ICE agent. Uh, whatever that's called, I need that script. I'll just hook that up manually, and then we've got all this. He also has access, so he's got the same enum set up, right? So he knows about patrol point, and then he's using that to figure out who he is. Am I A, B, or C? And then if cowboy comes in here, and apparently it's going off a tag that I did not put on the nav cowboy, so I've got to do more setup. If it's the nav cowboy who came inside my trigger, then whatever point I'm at, go to the next one. So if this point happens to be point A, then he's going to tell the cowboy, dude, go to B, and down through the list. Yeah, it's all right stuff. It's dumb code to make an AI agent a little bit smarter. It's when I write code like this that I'm like, how can generative AI even do what it does? Like, because I know what writing. Obviously, this isn't that. This is very simple, but like just doing small bits of AI like this, I kind of get less worried about Skynet. All right. So what did we decide that guy's name was? We're going to change it. It might be a little overkill, yes. All right. Decided to change the tag. So whatever this guy is, it's going to be a more generic patroller tag. So we copy pasted the code, changed it a little bit. This should be easier to set up. Where's my cowboy? He's here somewhere, right? looking right at him, or is he in something else? Not smart cowboy. All right. He needs a new tag. Patroller. Tag him as such. I'm going to take off dumb agent and add the smart cowboy agent. And then I need to drag these in. So he's already got his script. He needs those, and his immediate default is go to A, but we can change that if we decide we want to do something else. All right, now I need points. So I'm going to go ahead and just create, let's see, what would be easier? I think I'll just create a box, and then we'll just hide the mesh renderer on it to set this up. So I'm going to game object, 3D object, we'll make a cube. He's there-ish, thereabouts. That's our point. I'm going to set that to be a little bit bigger. Turn off the mesh renderer, and now I've just got a collider. I'm going to set that to be his trigger, and then I'll add the some kind of object. What do we call it? Patrol object, target, whatever. Okay, and then he'll need to know what he is, and he'll need to know who the cowboy is. So I'm going to drag him up. This will be point A. Turn the mesh renderer on for now so I can see where he's at. I'm going to name him so that we've got a full prefab. Patrol target. Okay, now I've got a prefab of patrol target, and so this guy, I'm going to tell him who the cowboy is, then he'll be able to get the script off of him. And he is point A. Right. Okay, so I got a new one. There we go. It's a box looking thing. There we go. Patrol target. Drag it over here. I think it's kind of where the other one's at. Let them go all the way to the corner. This will be point B. So I'm hitting the drop down. This point is point B. One more. Do you think cowboy? Yeah, cowboy can climb stairs, right?
Yeah. Well, not if I'm busy.
Why are you here? All right, we'll put this guy here. This will be point C. We'll see if he can make it there. He needs to know who the cowboy is. He needs to know he's point C. We should all be set up. Let me grab all of those and turn off their mesh renderers. Now we got spots. Now we just got to watch this cowboy walk around. And then, you know what? Maybe we'll give him guns later. Yeah, like the HUD probably doesn't need to track the cannonballs. We should probably move those. Away from me, bunny. Where's it? Ah! Pure chaos. Where even is the cowboy?
Up there.
We broke him. Cowboy's just dumb now. He's like, I don't know what's happening. Ugh. All right, how do we break the cowboy?
Did you put the tag on him?
He's a patroller.
Have cowboy.
Oh, he doesn't know where the points are at. I set the points up. I didn't tell the cowboy about it. Okay. So he's just standing there like, dude, you told me to go somewhere, didn't give me a map. Okay, now that he knows where point A is and his state is to go to point A, he should work. Fingers crossed. While we also deal with a bunny.
Did you use that measure the A-star thing?
I'm not sure. To be honest, I'm not sure what's going on behind the scenes. I know they've changed it up a few times. Oh, he's a slow guy. So yeah, he's going to point A, which is over there. Now the question is, did we put a collider and a rigid body on him so he knows? Nope, we didn't. So he got to the trigger. The trigger did not get notified because the cowboy doesn't have the right stuff on him. Look, I can't even shoot him. Leave me alone, Bunny. You better run. Ridiculous. Shooting rabbits. Okay. Last bit. Yeah, he's just got a nav mesh agent on him. He was just a ghost. He was just cruising around. So he needs probably at least a capsule collider on him. Make sure that looks decent. Yeah, it kind of encompasses him. That's good, I think. Oh boy. 2 should be big enough. We're just going to move him up. Colliders sort of at his feet. Make it a little bit bigger. And I think, and we'll look it up in here in just a minute, I think he's also going to need a rigid body in order to hit that trigger. Let's make this all part of the prefab and finally see if he works. Honestly, it's a perfect soundtrack for this class. Like this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really offbeat and screaming. That'd make it great.
Leave me alone. I'm just trying to watch this cowboy walk around. Huh? Yeah. Anyway, something's still broken. Fantastic.
The nav cowboy is not surprised.
Well, I changed that.
Is it in the code? Oh, you didn't save.
Didn't save it.
Oh.
Point of fact, if you make a change to your script, Control S, you know. Yes. I really should just make that cowboy faster so we can test all this.
No, unless you get his acceleration really good.
Where's he even at?
He's over.
He's trying to escape.
Oh, yeah, he hit A and he's on his way to B. Good deal. Yeah, it's just like candidates, and he's blocking the bunny now. Bunny's trying to come at me. Cowboy got in his way. The boulder just pushed me.
Maybe that's why I'm so messed.
This is a fairly safe.
Oh no! His bullets are pushing him back away from the health. Now it's not a problem. No, I unalived him. It's Jesus! Are you serious? You can walk on water, you can't get up the ramp? It's ice skating. He can't get escaped. Okay. But we can see he's trying to get to point C. Let's just, here, we'll just push him. We'll help him. We can't help him. Why? There you go. Head that way. Have a bunny. Hey, we popped him up. All right. He's confused as all heck. Right, perfect. Let's ship it.
And now he decides.
You like.
You can't even get up the stairs. Look at the pussy.
You know, if I could just get paid Bethesda money for making this crap.